The big, beautiful bull. I mean, Bill. Let's talk about it.
Only one. Only one. Yeah.
Before we start, I hope you know a little bit about this bill because I'm not going to talk about every detail of this bill, and you're not going to finish this video knowing everything that entails in this bill. No, you're going to watch this video. You're going to know how I feel about this bill, or just how I think about this bill, or the good, the bad, the ugly, the whatever about this bill. And as always, this is my perspective, and my perspective is always subject to change. So if you think I'm reaching, let me.
Starting with the most important, what is this big, beautiful bill?
Well, first and foremost, I'm not going to get into the tax thing. Obviously, billionaires get more tax cuts than us. This is the United States of oligarchy. This bill does not help that. It just helps them, per usual. Anyways, this bill is essentially just bullshit. Now, there's 10%, maybe 15% of things that I can kind of see where they're going, even if it kind of affects me or my community, like the SNAP benefits, for example. I get why they go work. Don't not work so you can get the free. Go work. I see some of this stuff that they're doing in this bill, but a lot of it, I mean, it's just terrible, and it's pandering to the uneducated. And a lot of the uneducated, as a matter of fact, just go with the question, because I can't even sit up here and answer this because this bill is not even on their freaking website anymore. It was just there yesterday. Now it's not. The biggest thing, the thing that really pisses me off is kicking people off their health insurance, Medicaid, Medicare. I don't care what it is. We have way too much money in this damn America for people to be dying because they can't get checked up or they can't afford their freaking health bill. We are the richest country in America. We give all this money to everybody else but us. I'm sick of it. And I think obviously everyone knows about the border crisis or the deportation or ICE situation. Well, this gives them the ability to go out there and make more mistakes because the more funds you have, the more mistakes you're going to make. But we back it. Is what they're basically telling ICE. Do whatever it takes. There's a right way and a wrong way to do things. A lot of the way that they do things is not right. And I'm not talking about ICE. I'm talking about the administration. And just because I'm talking about this administration does not mean I like the last administration. Don't think that. I don't think I've ever liked a politician. I don't think I ever will. And I say that knowing that there's some, maybe 5% that's actually really good and in it for the right causes. But unfortunately, there's so many checks and balances in that whole system that those people will never win.
Why is it being called big and beautiful?
The name itself is a dead giveaway. Big, beautiful bill. You mean to tell me this is the best name you came up with? They understand that the American people, they're going to go around. Well, first of all, there's a lot of bird brains in America. So this bird brain is going to go talk about this big, beautiful bill to this other bird brain who's going to hear big, beautiful bill. And then that bird brain is going to talk to another bird brain who's going to hear big, beautiful bill. You know what 3 bird brains are basically spreading? That this bill is beautiful. Now, again, there's a lot of bird brains in this society. I swear, 80% of them didn't even look at the bill, didn't even read the bill. No recap, no summary, no nothing. Just big, beautiful bill. They just don't think. They can't. I don't know if they can't or they just don't want to or they're just lazy or what. But the American system is, it's right in our face. They're so stupid. Just call it big, beautiful in front of their faces. And that's what they'll believe it is. Stupid Americans. And I think it's time to face the fact that most of America is like this. Critical thinking is down, to say the least.
Who's affected most by this bill?
I think the easy answer is the immigrants. But there's going to be a lot of people that can't go to the doctor or can't pay for their stuff. So it could be them too.
What does this bill say about America's identity?
I mean, the humility of Americans have been trending down for a very long time. And it's not like it's the actual Americans. It's the government. It's the system. we have reached a point to where we're at an all-time high between the disagreement between the people and the government. The people who control us do not align with the people that it controls. So take that for what it's worth, but it's really not necessarily about the American people. It's about the American system. Now, the American people need to unite to get the right people in place instead of just head figures or people who talk good in suits. I don't know, but it's somewhat on us, but it's not. It's the system. And the system values things differently than what the average great American values. So, and also the system controls and is using very divisive things and distraction. There's so many things that are put in place in our society that simply lets it operate this way. But surely that's another episode because that's a lot. But all in all, it's obviously deep conflict. I mean, we're all immigrants, but now we're trying to point the finger at these specific types of immigrants and paint them as the bad guy. Maybe 2% are, but a lot of them are great people. But speaking on the system is meant to be divisive, put people together and put other people against each other. That way, these two circles can clash and they'll never rise above to, fight the real problem. So it's the system.
How does this bill reshape the idea of law and order?
Well, I've already talked about how much more money they've gotten through this bill. Well, ICE have gotten through this bill. So it expands federal power. It gives them the ability to basically just mass deport rather than rehabilitate. Or just look at my people. Mass incarceration. They're not trying to help us. They want to destroy us. This is the same system.
Does this bill make us any safer?
That's definitely something that they're trying to sell as to why they're trying to do all these mass deportations. But statistically speaking, the criminals are already here. And I'm not talking about Mexicans. I'm talking about Americans. Statistically speaking, immigrants commit fewer crimes. And to be very honest, I'm not worried about Jose. I'm worried about little Timmy mad at his mom for taking his freaking iPad. And now little Timmy over here is fuming. And now he's online looking at weapons. Crazy enough, yes, these things happen. Oh, and by the way, if Jose's a part of a gang, he can get his ass out of here too. Just for full disclosure.
What does supporting or opposing this bill say about individuals?
That one's tough. But I think supporting this bill, I think it, one, either shows you didn't read it. Two, you lack empathy. Or three, you just have no moral compass or no moral code, or you just follow whatever the things that you follow. If you oppose it, which I think most people do, I think that's just more normal. I think the critical thinker would oppose this bill. Now, I definitely understand that there's more liberals on the left side who's just going to repel anything he does, and they're just going to be on the left, or they're going to be on the opposite side regardless, on the opposing side regardless. So I'm not necessarily talking about those groups. I'm talking about the people who actually, think, not just emotionally or attached to things that make them emotional or make them make decisions emotionally. I think that makes sense. But whether you oppose it or support it I think it depends on your own morals, your own character, your own ethics. Now, again, I'm not afraid to say this. I definitely oppose this bill. And with me saying I oppose this bill, a lot of people believe that just me saying that means that I want open borders. That's far from the truth. Just think there's a right way and a wrong way to do things, but I ain't your president. Now, whether you support or oppose this bill, before you do any type of, this, read it. Don't just take what I say. Don't just do what I do. Don't just do what the other person does. Don't just read it, go through it, critically think about it. You may come up with a different conclusion than me. You may do some research and be like, damn, this man only one P-Duck is full of shit. I doubt it, but essentially what I'm saying is you have to think for yourself. We've given this ability away for too long and we got to take it back. Nonetheless, I appreciate you for listening to this episode. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you back next week. I was about to clap, but whatever.
Only one. Only one. Only one.